Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to discuss about the growth of adventure tourism in Pakistan and recent K2 winter expedition, which was for the first time climbed by a group of climbers from Nepal. We did not saw a very active coverage of K2 winter expedition in the Pakistani media where this activity actually took place. But don't worry, we have a very special guest who was not only closely following this huge expedition from Giligt-Baltistan, where K2 actually located. And he himself is a tour operator and a climate activist, educationist, and there are many attributes I can associate with him. So this very special guest is joining us from Baltistan region of Pakistan, Mr. Shamshad Hussain. Mr. Shamshad Hussain is the General Secretary of Association of Adventure Tour Operators. Apart from that, he is an educationist, climate activist, not last but not the least, CEO of Expedition Asia Trek and Tours in Skirtle. Mr. Hussain, I would like to warmly welcome you in our show today.
Thank you, Irfan, for taking me on your show.
You're welcome to our show. Mr. Hussain, we have recently seen that the Nepali climbers have for the first time climbed K2 in the winter season. So why many climbers choose to climb K2 this year? And as far as I know, there are many climbers coming in the summers, also in winters. But according to my information, the number of climbers who choose to climb K2 in the winter was very huge. Their number was high this year. What was the reason behind this?
Irfan, you know that Pakistan tourism has been attracting the world in the last couple of years when the Prime Minister Irfan has said that Pakistan will boom in the tourism economy. And adventure tourism, which is the backbone economy of Gilgit-Baltistan. And recently, in the world there are 14 peaks, which is more than 8,000 meters high. All of them except K2, which was climbed in the winters. So K2 was attracting the world adventurous climbers to attempt in the winters. And last year there was also a couple of Russians, Polish, and also from Spanish. They also tried to winters in 2019, but they were unable to succeed at the time. But recently, after the pandemic years, and everyone was silenced, tourism was on zero, and the world there was no travel at all. But 2020, at the end of this month, people start to travel in Pakistan, especially in Gilgit-Baltistan. So we were hoping that there would be a new beginning for the tourism industry in Pakistan, especially in the adventure sectors. So K2 was attracting the world adventures. And the Nepalis, they thought that this year, because of the pandemic, the government has reduced the royalty fees of the climbing fee, which was at most they paid $500 per each person for the climbing, and there was no rush. There was not the much tourists to climb in the winters, so they think they thought that winter would be the best, and this is one of the best seasons to climb for the K2. As in summer there will be a lot of travelers, climbers, they come in K2. So this was one of the best reasons to climb the K2. Also, this winter weather was clear. This was one of the specific reasons. And there was less snow as well. When there's a lot of snow, it's hard to climb on. But this year there was less snow and perfect time for climbing in the region.
That's excellent. That's why the Nepali Sherpas have made the history, what popularly known as the Mountaineers Great Prize. And how do you see their plannings were different from others because they were the first to be on the top of the K2. And even after, in some of the videos I saw after coming back, they were very excited and had huge confidence. How they were different from others?
You know that Nirmal Puja is he has been submitted all the 8,000 peaks in the world. He submitted in the 2019 the K2 broad peak in one Within 1 month, he was in Pakistan and he submitted both the peaks in 2019, the 8,000 meters peaks. Later on, he was almost to make his record, completed his 8,000-meter record in the summers. But T2 was the unclimbed peak in the winters. It was the one of the specialty that every international climber want to take their own hats. So he was one of the luckiest team which tried in the winters. Before that, John Snorri was there, and Mohammad Ali Sarpara is there, and also there was another one Russian and Polish climber were there. So they tried it to climb, but Nepali Sherpa, they are familiar and they're one of the most experienced in the mountaineering. So they took their luck and reached up to the second highest mountain of the world, which was fortunate for them to become the first international climber.
Shamshad, you also got the opportunity to meet the climbers from Nepal. You had a lot of time spent with them during their expedition, maybe when they are coming, also when there were different farewell sessions for them after climbing. You were present there, you had the opportunity to interact with them. What were their feelings? What actually they told you about their expedition, how hard it was?
Pakistan and Nepal, so many things are similar, especially in terms of talking. You can say that the language we speak similar to them, the food we eat similar to them, and the mountain which we have similar to them as well. So we have a lot of cultures combination between the two countries. And Nepal is also known as the home of 8,000 meters peak, and they are very much experiencing. And Pakistan is, we can say, like we have the best adventurous mountain spots in the world, which is known for the adventure tourism destinations, especially Gilgit-Baltistan. We have five 8,000 meter high peaks, which is four of them. You can see one single eye view. This is unique in the world. You can never imagine to see four 8,000 meter peak like a K2, Broad Peak, G1 and G2. You can see one single eye view standing at the Kankolia. Though this was one of the challenging as well as one of the most spectacular view to summit in the winters. When I met with Nirmal Puja, he was telling me like this, Pakistan and Nepal has so many things similar, and we are the mountain lovers. So I'm glad the hospitality of the Pakistan community, the hospitality of the Pakistan army, and the hospitality of the Pakistani government, which make them the highest welcome at the national level. It was recognized in the world. When the summit on the 16th of January at the K2, it was, the next day, the world, 148 countries of the world, digital and print media make it highlight of the news. And even the Nirmal Puja, which was not known that much famous, he become the famous in the world. Not is put up his level of the promotion at the top level of the destinations in the adventures. So
I agree with you. I have also.
He was feeling like that climbing at the Mount Everest. It was for him his own, because having his own commercializations and other things, but keeping in the view of the K2, it was a little bit totally different, and especially in the winter, which was hardest. K2 is known also the hardest and the killer peak in the region as well. So he was one just his feeling. He took it that he said all the Nepalis saying their national anthem at the top of the mountain, 8,611 meters. It was a dream, and the sunset was there. So he was saying sunset. It was a beautiful thing to see from the K2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have also been recently following Nirmal Puja. He is a very educated person. I see He's also a very active advocate of climate change as well. So in the beginning of the talk, you told us about Muhammad Ali Sarpara and his team. Where are they at the moment? What is the latest update from them?
Uh, John Snorri and Muhammad Ali Satpara both in December, they traveled on December 25th from Skardu to Ascoli. So I was with John Snorri and Muhammad Ali Satpara both. So we were talking a lot of the new adventures things, what it will make an impact on the lives of Gilgit-Baltistan people, and what will be the image for the mountaineering community in Pakistan. So, Farah initially he was trying that he will do best at the time, but later on the Nepali teams and the other international mountaineering climbers they joined them later on in January 2021. So they make a team of the international climbers, but they have two different categories. Muhammad Ali Satpara was associated with John Snorri because John Snorri have hired him with his climber to climb with him together for the K2. So he some kind of views we feel like this he is bound to follow his rules and with story instructions while climbing with him. So he's always with John Snorri, and we are hoping Pakistani people are praying that to succeed Muhammad Ali Satpara and his son Sajid Satpara and John Snorri and other international climber to be on top of the K2 this winter as well. So hoping they will climb on 3rd February again after the weather's confirmations. So we are all having to waiting for the good news from him as well.
Yeah, we are having fingers crossed for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they will make to the top of the K2 and make a new history. Obviously, is we know that the pandemic situation has affected tourism industry worldwide. How this impact was in Pakistan, and even before that, Pakistan has been haunted by different international and local events due to which the number of tourism in Pakistan, especially from the international tourists, will decrease. How this is going to be increased in the future? How do you see that?
Irfan, that Pakistan tourism has been changed diametrically after the new government's takeover in 2018. There are being a lot of policy changes. One of the main issue it was on the visas issues. Pakistan government has been done nowadays electronic visa, so people are having easy access to filling their visa, stay on their home. So we hopefully are also there are 33 countries which is made government of Pakistan's visa and arrival list countries. So we are hoping that this year and after the pandemics went away from this world, we are hoping that the Pakistan tourism industry will touch to the sky, as well as we are living in the land of the mountains, and the culture is rich here. In terms of Gilgit-Baltistan, you can say we have the three great mountain ranges: Himalaya, Karakoram, and Hindu Kush, which is never found in the world anywhere, where three highest mountain range connect to each other. So until unless these mountains have in our regions and K2, like a K2 mountain, which is second highest mountain in the world, we are hope that Pakistan tourism industry will never get down.
I agree with you that hope we will see increase of number of tourism in the near future. Obviously, this is one of the most important aspect of the local economy, and also for the people.
Pakistan's, 75% people related with the tourism industry, and the backbone of Gilgit-Baltistan is in tourism, so associated with the tourism industry. And last year, during the pandemic, after the government have lockdown and the relaxation of the lockdown, the domestic tourism has increased a lot, and we count it in the statistics of the government of Pakistan. They proved that 1.5 million were estimated to visit in 2020, but at least zero point 0.2 million people have been visited in Gilgit-Baltistan after the pandemic.
That is a good news that even despite of all these bad happenings around, the number of tourists are increasing. We talk much about the K2 when we talk about Gilgit-Baltistan. We talk about either Rakaposhi, K2, and only about the big mountains. What opportunities are there? What tourist destinations are there for the common travelers who are not adventure tourists like that can't climb K2 or can't go to the Concordia? What are the tourist destinations for the people who want to just see Gilgit-Baltistan?
uh, I just like to mention, I forget to mention you that we don't, we are not just only the adventures. Gilgit-Baltistan is a home of below 7,000, and we have uncountable peak of 6,000 meters height, which is uncountable, and also we have the cultures place as well. You know, recently the Forbes magazine has declared one of the most beautiful place to visit in the world in top 10 destinations. It was in Hapulo and also the Shigal. It has been noted, and also the UK magazine and also the Gulf magazine, they have highlighted one of the best destinations for the travelers. And also the German backpackers, they declared that the safest and the most attractive place would be the Gilgit-Baltistan for 21 and 22. Pakistan entering in the new zone of the tourism sectors. And here, the employment ratio is mostly coming from the tourism sectors. Here, the culture tourism destination is increasing. I would just like to take the example of KPK. During the era of KPK, Mr. Atif Khan, he has been work a lot to promote the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa tourism and making the new destinations like Swat, Malan Jaba, and also Kumrat valleys, and in Gilgit-Baltistan, you can say like we have introduced a new districts like Karmang and also the Siachen sectors, which was closed for the domestic and international tourists. But due to the government effort, it has been open for the domestic and international tourists as well. So we are hoping that within coming few months, it's important to be the environment and the pandemics. If get down these things, we hope that Gilgit-Baltistan will make the new record with the local, domestic, and international visitors in the unexplored region. And you know, Pakistan has been unspoiled tourism destination for the world. So the rest of the thing you can
Mr. Shamshad,
Maldives,
please
Sri
also
Lanka,
tell us I'm sorry, can you hear me?
yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. When we talk about the glaciers and the high mountains, they are one of the best gift of the nature to us. They are the freshwater reserves. But one of the biggest debate at the moment in the world is the impact of the climate change. And when we talk about the mountains and the glaciers, they are the first to be affected when there is climate change or global warming. Being living in Gilgit-Baltistan, home to thousands of high peaks and glaciers, how do you see this impact on the glaciers and also on the lives of the people?
Yeah, global environment and global warming has been a lot of international issues, especially in Gilgit-Baltistan. There are a lot of strategies and policymakers are developing their policies for the visitors and to protect the glaciers and to manage the human waste in the glacier region. I would take like one of the examples like policy level. We don't want mass tourism in the regions because it's beautiful natures. The glaciers are decreasing as year by year. So the policy, especially in the adventure tourism, we are making with the tourism stakeholders, meeting in a couple of weeks again, protecting the rights of the people and the right of the nature. We are making a different kind of different policies to government of Pakistan to make them bound to for the limitation of the tourism. So limits should be to maintain for the culture's preservation, for the glacier protections, and for the tourism. so there would be not dust or not dirty into the regions, and it make more compile in the tourism sector as well.
That's great. And can you please also tell us about your K2 cleanup drive, because you were among the team of the team who went to the K2 base camp and did a clean drive there, because a lot of tourists go there, either they cannot bring back all the trash, or sometimes they are just careless and they just throw out. So how do you did that clean drive, and what was your experience?
K2 is the eye tracking for the international community as well, and especially the global warming was one of the main issues. So I developed a proposals on this K2 cleanup drive, which was hunted a grant from the US Embassy, Islamabad, and we make it a joint team by the Nepal, China, and also Pakistan and Tajikistan as well. So we bring the international alumni into platform through the points, and we brought them into Skardu with the leading from the down cities student as well. So we have participants from Karachi, Sargodha, Lahore, Islamabad, and also from Gilgit-Baltistan, from Hunza, and also Skardu. So we were among 65 members, and no, we are about 35 members, 65 porters. We took a long trip to sensitize the local community, to create an awareness among the young generations. We want to bring them. They have to be they have to be maintain their own social responsibility, keeping the cleans of their nature environment. So we went up to K2 Basecamp, and we collected almost 1,275 kilos of the garbages that we have took it from the K2 and bring up to Ascoli. And Ascoli, the Italian government has installed an environment-friendly machine. We dispose of them, the trash are there in that machine with the insulator fee.
That's amazing that you went to all the way to the K2 and K2 base camp and did all these efforts.
It was also
apart from tourism.
Yeah, it was also to give an international community, to give a message for them that when they go, when the travelers, when the tourists and the expedition, they go up to base camp, they should make themselves responsible to bring their own trashes up to the insulator machines to dispose of the things. Because if the same ratio of the tourists coming every year, K2 and the other region will be so many dirty. We have been talk with Vanessa O'Brien. She was explaining that K2, Cam1, Cam2, and Cam3, there are a lot of trashes. The climber who went up to the high camps, they just left there. Especially one of the things, the EPI gas, they left it because it's when they used the gas, they left the trash there. Similar, there are so many roads still on the mountain, because if this continue like a more couple of decades, then I'm sure the trash industry will develop. So we are thinking that the international mountaineers and traveler, they should make themselves responsible to bring everyone single trash to the back at Ascoli, so it can be disposed of and the nature can be saved.
I totally agree with you that they should be responsible. They should be responsible for their trash. Obviously, not only in the cities, but when they go to the top mountains and the glaciers, when they throw out the trash, and it's trouble not only for the locals but for the world as well, because these water preservoirs, the glaciers, these reservoirs are asset of the humanity at the end. Shamshad Hussain, can you please also tell us what are the other economic areas apart from the tourism, when the tourism is not working properly because of different situations? What are the other economic areas the people of Gilgit-Baltistan they basically rely on?
We have a lot of mountains. That's a treasure for the nations. And nowadays, the people of Gilgit-Baltistan investing a lot of their time and energy into the mining sectors. So mining is one of the best industry to develop in the regions, and it's bring a lot of revenue for the people of Gilgit-Baltistan. The people who sell the precious mountain is $1 billion for the local people. And you can say Shigar, Ascoli, Shigar regions, Dasu, Polygon, and the other side of the Shigar Braldo side, and also some kind of areas in Haramosh. They have a lot of mining opportunities, and the international mining industry also keeping the eyes into our mountains. They are looking for the treasures which is hiking into the Himalayas in the Karakoram region. So a lot of energy sectors can be built in the futures, and the mining would be one of the biggest creations for the region.
And what would be the training opportunities available for the youth of Gilgit-Baltistan? There are different industries, especially the tourism, but are there any training centers? Are there any resource centers from where the youth can educate themselves or make them more efficient or more aware of the international situation, as well as professionally develop the tourism industry in Gilgit-Baltistan?
Recently they are launching the two universities in Gilgit-Baltistan since decades. After the KIU, Baltistan University has been launched, and Baltistan University, they're launching the tourism department. Is one of the unique things to educate the local people applying for the tourism practices into the region. So the industry is growing, and people are getting employment into the tourism sectors. Besides that, the universities also and the mining industry, they have developed a vocational training center which make the youth for the mining sector, especially polishing of the gemstones, and also making some kind of jewelries into the stone. So local industry will develop in a couple of years in terms of the tourism and the mining sectors, which is two biggest industry of the future for the Gilgit-Baltistan.
Okay, we are also almost at the end of the program. What would be the one last message you want to give to the people who want to travel to Gilgit-Baltistan, who want to travel to Pakistan? What would be your last message? Because you are associated with this industry for like more than 2 decades.
You know that Pakistan is one of the, we can call Pakistan is the home of hospitality and the cultures. The international community love the hospitality which has been witnessing in the past. So through your show, we'd like to invite the international community, international travelers to visit Pakistan, to see the natures, to see the unspoiled Pakistan, which is famous in the world.
Thank you so much, Shamshad Hussain. This was a very informative discussion, obviously, and very thankful to you. You are joining all the way from Skardo. It's not that easy, the internet connection, the technical issues. Despite that, we have made it, and we have made a very interesting discussion on the Ketu winter expedition, as well as the general issues related to tourism. So we will be having more discussions with you in the future on the similar topics. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Irfan. Thank you, Irfan. Thank you so much.
And thanks to all the audience who are watching with us now, or who are going to watch this session on Irfan Point in the coming hours. It will be there, and it will be shared on different platforms. So you can share this discussion with other people who want to travel Pakistan, or who want to travel to Gilgit-Baltistan, want to know more about it. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you.